Hello, my name is Grawben, Clinical Hypnotherapist at Your Personal Mind Coach. People always ask me, how did you become a hypnotherapist? And the only thing that comes to mind when people ask me this question is serendipity. Let me explain. I've always been interested in matters of the mind, and my major in college was psychology. In college, I wanted to gain experience in a clinical field setting related to the psychology world while I was studying. So when my friend told me about a company that was hiring for a behavioral interventionist and working with children on the autism spectrum, I thought perfect, and I jumped right on it. After all, I've always had a strong connection to children, and no experience was necessary because they were willing to train. And plus, they knew I was currently studying, and they hired me. And to be honest, I had really no idea about what autism was at the time. But being so young and full of life and having hopes and dreams and energy in my early 20s, it really helped me to deliver great intervention to these kids and their families and help me rise to the top in my field. But after a few years in the field and so close to finishing my studies, I had a huge burnout. It left me feeling drained, fatigued, and completely over it. It was just too much to deal with the children, the parents, the supervisors, the occupational therapists and speech therapists, and all the other teams of people involved. My brain was constantly on and analyzing and delivering therapy, not to mention the inconsistency with the hours due to cancellations and such. I did in-home therapy, and I was in these people's homes day in and day out, picking up the energy of the household, which was not always peaceful. They would always dump their issues on me the moment I walked in the door, and I was their sounding board. And over the years, this left me feeling depleted. I lost interest in almost everything, stopped going to school, stopped going after my dreams, and felt like I was carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. I started to feel like a failure for not finishing school. I fell into a really bad depression and soon got diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And the worst part of it all was that people did not seem to understand. I would hear such things such as, well, you're a psych major, you should know the strategies as to how to be happy or not be depressed. I constantly felt judged by my colleagues, psychologists, and even my own general doctor looked at me like I was crazy. He did not know at the time, nor did I, that I was suffering from PTSD. During all this turmoil, I somehow mustered up the willpower to attend a women's empowerment event where I had the privilege of being introduced to a clinical hypnotherapist who gave me her business card. I knew it was some form of therapy modality, but had no clue about it really. And that night I went home and I looked at her website, and after navigating through her site, I burst into tears and instantly knew that this was my calling. A non-biased approach to therapy away from the conventional methods that had not helped me before, and they actually left me feeling worse because I was being labeled, or at least I felt like I was being labeled as damaged goods. I called the school she attended the next day and enrolled on the spot. I took a leap of faith once again, not understanding much about it or why it had led me to it. In school, I learned about the whole mind-body approach and how what the mind can't handle, it puts in the body, which is why I got an autoimmune disorder in my thyroid. They're called body syndromes, or the more technical word would be psychosomatic. I love the approach in hypnotherapy that it never provides advice, but more so guides you to find your own answers within yourself through the power of the subconscious mind. People don't always want advice. They want to feel empowered. I'm not knocking conventional therapy in any way, but sometimes it doesn't always work, like in my case. I myself have had clients who are psychologists and psychiatrists come see me to learn how to be more mindful and to release built up stress, or the toxic energy they pick up from their clients. Hypnotherapy is more of an integrative approach that works with the body's energy field as well. This would explain why I fell into a deep depression. It was from picking up everyone's energy around me at work. I've now learned that I am very sensitive to energies. I am what people call a highly sensitive person. I am what people also call an empath due to how I process information. I've learned how to block these energies now and how to protect myself and heal things from the past that I didn't know were mental blocks. I now get to teach it to my clients. So yes, the only way I can explain it is serendipity. Something was put before me that produced a strong emotion and I acted on it without fear, and now I get to teach it to my clients, and I look forward to helping you find the answers within yourself.